Hey guys, welcome back to the live stream. I need to double check that the stream is working. I think we're doing good. Had some camera issues just a second ago. Let's see here. All right, we're talking about Vanbuilder layout. There we go. Okay, we're working. Welcome. So today we're going to be talking about Vanbuilder layout. So over here, what I've got is I'm making this video to send to a customer that I'm doing a quote for, and we're going to go over what their sketch is right here on this side. I'm going to talk about this one just so you get an idea of kind of something I start with, and then do something that's going to be a new build. So this one is John and Susan's dimensions for their layout, and then the second one is the next one. Over here, I've got the marathon fabric that we're going to be using, and again, this is just proposal quote, so all this stuff can change, but they're looking at going with, I think this honey cakes, it's kind of like a golden color, like a wood floor type thing. Again, my last video was talking about lawn sill, and this is the top sill version. So this has that extra layer of protection, which you definitely need in vans. So we'll go over this stuff later. I'm going to take this off. So if you guys have a question about it, let me know. The main focus of this video, I'm going to be sending this link to this video, to them, and I'm going to be going through this. That way they can watch it, get some ideas of the concepts that I'm thinking and the parts that I'm going to use to make this possible. Because I finished up the numbers part of the quote. So if you guys were following in the last live stream, what I did was I put together this. So this is an Excel sheet. It's pretty straightforward. This is going over everything that from our phone consultation and kind of bringing in those details up into some emails that they've sent me between now and last week. And this is what I put together. So this is just the core of like the power system, solar, the heater, water tank fittings, windows, kitchen items, interior, walls and systems. So this will be interior walls and systems and stuff like that. Anyway, we'll go over this in more detail at the end. I basically wanted to get this put together so that they have a place to get started when we hop on a phone call and take the next steps. Okay, so yeah, we'll reference this later. I want to focus on the front of this video, answering the questions that I'm sending to them. So let's go to the van cam, which is actually the drawing cam today. Okay. Hopefully this is bright enough to where you can see it. I've been trying to adjust the camera, so I'm not sure how clear this is. So let me know if you can't see it, and then I'll change it up. But I think it's pretty clear. Yeah, let me know in the comments if this is clear. All right, let's get into it. So, even though I went to school for engineering and I used to do 3D modeling and stuff like that, I've just kind of been a pencil and grid paper type of person. It just takes too long for me to do it up in the computer. I make a lot of changes when I start to sketch stuff out, and really, this is what I made for John and Susan's build, and it's all I needed. I didn't need to change anything. I can actually put all the little nuances and dimensions on here. But long story short, this grid paper that I'm using, let's see what this is. It's a 17-inch by 22-inch grid, and they're 4x4 grids. So the way that I do it on this 17-inch by 22-inch paper with a 4x4 grid is each box. What I'm doing is, okay. There we go. We're back. We're reconnected. I think the internet dropped for a second. So back here, from the back of the van to the front of the van, this is actually the seat swiveled around and turned around. So we've got 2 points here. We've got this one in the back, and we got this one right here. And then we have some standardized spacing. We got 72 inches, 6 feet, and that's for the bed, typically. There's some more room at the back side of the bed, but I don't take that into account unless we design to bring more space out in the back. This middle section we're going to be using, that's 2 feet, and that is for 2 feet wide. That's for a refrigerator or microwave. And then this remaining 18 inches plus 21 inches. So we've got 39 inches between that refrigerator and the base of the seat where we got room. And then this is the top-down layout, and I'll show you this again at the end of the video. I just want to stay on this for the front of the part of the video. But this is the top-down view of John & Susan's van. But essentially what I'm doing is, this layout is getting really close to what this customer is looking for with their layout. And they've already sent me some essentially AutoCAD drawings with some measurements and layouts and stuff like that. So I taking that into consideration, and now what I'm doing is I'm moving into, I did the quote for all the materials. Now I'm trying to make sure that I can fit those materials in the van. So what I'm going to do is over here on the left-hand side, I've got the same dimensions put here, but for a different van layout. And so what I'm considering for their build is we're going to do, we have a dinette set up here in the back, is what they're looking to do. And so we have this 6-foot bench seat for the dinette. And then back here, you can see that we've got the dinette right here, as well as the second set for the dinette. For balancing out weight, I'm trying to either do the batteries on this side and the water tank on this side. So we'll see where that actually ends up. But their main ask for this is a shower. And a shower large enough to be comfortable in. A lot of DIY showers. I like to go more to a professional side where a pre-fabricated shower, although they're more expensive, I think long-term, no leaks long-term, and the robustness of the installation is what I want. I want something to last for a long time. I don't want to have a van come back and have to be repaired because I went with some type of wood construction and you know, the van was moving and the seals became loose and it leaked or something like that. So what I'm doing with this shower, so this is the shower, so that was our ask. So we got the shower here. And Jamie, if you're watching this stream, let me know if that, if this video quality is good to where you can actually see the van, this drawing. I'll zoom in just a little bit. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on the computer, and there's a company called Vanbuilder Components. And I've encouraged a lot of other companies to make a shower construction offering. Because I have seen some at some van shows, but so what I want to do is suggest that we use their 36-inch shower. So here's the 36-inch shower. See what it looks like. I'd like to do it in white, and the reason is when you're inside the shower, you can have a black powder coated one. It just makes it really dark inside. So I want to go with this one. What's nice is on the web page, they give you really nice dimensions that you can see here. And these are great dimensions because not only does it fit what I did for John and Susan's van. Now, John and Susan did not make a shower. They opted in for a third seat that also housed a toilet. But I want something with these dimensions. I want it to be 36 inches wide. That way you have room inside the shower. And then I want it 24 inches deep so that we can still have room in the walkway of the van, and that translates into having enough room for, one, the door of the shower to open, two, for you to open the door of the refrigerator, which a lot of people tend to forget, because if the doors can't open, those doors are based on the kitchen galley depth, so you want to have that to be a good size. So this is what the unit looks like, and it's powder coated construction, aluminum, includes the pan, which the pan is actually, I'd say probably the most expensive part about it. But now when we get this shower, one of two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to have to shift it back towards the back or towards the front in two different positions. So if I go over here, right here is where I've got the shower at the moment. So it may need to shift back here to the back. The reason is there's not corrugations, but there's supports underneath the frame of a Ford Transit. And depending on where you lay that shower and the drain is where that's going to need to drain out into the tank. So it's possible I may move the shower back because underneath the van here, we're going to have a 20-gallon tank to have for the shower to drain into. And underneath here, you've got a fuel tank that's on this side. Then you've got the water tank right here. And over here in this back section, you have just enough room to tap into the tank. So if it's possible for me to, I know there's a channel right here, and that's where I ran the second alternator wiring from Brian and Robin's build. So they might be able to have a drain there. So regardless, the shower, I think, from Vanbuilder Components is perfect. So again, that's what it looks like. So that'll be there. And then the next thing that we're going to be doing is I'm suggesting the EcoFlow system, the 10,000 kilowatt hour battery system. They can opt in for just the 5 kilowatt hour, but current pricing, it is more expensive to upgrade a battery later than to include it in a kit. So I think they need to take advantage of that. But I've laid this out over here, and I'm going to be able to do the, so let me zoom in. Okay, so right here, we've got the shower. So the driver's seat is right here. And then we've got 2 EcoFlow batteries. I think the batteries they're about 19 inches by 10. So 19 by 10, 11 inches high, 19 by 10, 11 inches high. And then this EcoFlow box here, it requires 4 inches on each side, which that's pretty aggressive. So for this space, we'll just do 3 inches on each side. That's going to give it plenty of ventilation. We'll vent this front panel here. And now remember, this top picture is the side view, and this one down here is the top view. So that's the difference here. So we got the 2 batteries and the shower, and then you get that 20-gallon water tank. So we need to make sure that we're not making the van unbalanced. 20 gallons of water, that's a lot of weight. Then these 2 batteries are heavy, and the shower system itself, and the refrigerator, and up here if they do decide to get a microwave. So that's another thing. The microwave up top. This area up here can be different, so we don't have to have a fridge here. We can do a fridge into the kitchen galley. It's going to be 65 liter versus the 130 from Isotherm. So if you want to repurpose this for a hanging closet or additional storage, this is the additional storage section that was a request. So they want to have a lot of storage, and this is where we would be able to do that. So we could make a smaller fridge here and then have this area be more storage oriented. But getting back over here to the driver's side of the van, we're going to have this huge seat, 6 feet by 3, 6, 9, 21. So you got 6 feet by 21 inches. And it's going to be about, let's see how high that was. 18 inches. So 21, 18 by 6 feet. And that's just going to be completely open storage. You can put whatever you want in there. So a ton of storage over here. So we'll keep that open. And we're achieving that by putting the batteries underneath the refrigerator. We're also having this little partition here. You won't see this from the front, but inside this little partition, it's going to do 2 things. One, it's going to conceal the plumbing for the shower, and it's going to seal the plumbing from the batteries. And then you'll have this other little partition here that the EcoFlow power hub will actually be mounted to itself, so you have access to the front. You need access to the front of the EcoFlow system because when you do power the van down for storage, you will need to manually disconnect the solar. And then when you want to do a system reset, you'll also need to be able to access the front of this to not only unplug the solar, but unplug the batteries and do a proper shutdown of the system. That's something I learned, and it's on a live stream video if you want to know that little SOP procedure for doing a shutdown and startup of an EcoFlow system properly, or just ask me in the chat. Yeah, so this side of the van, it's pretty much spoken for as far as what's going on. And for their requirements, I think this is the best solution. As we make our way to the passenger side of the van, the nice part about doing this layout a couple times is I know dimensionally, what I need to work with for this bench seat over here. Typically, this doesn't turn into a bench seat. This is just a covered cabinet that's underneath the bed, but this will now be changed to a bench seat because of the dinette. Now, if you're making a dinette in a van, you need to consider, don't just map out the dimensions for like the water pump, the tank profile, and the water heater profile. You're going to have to either extend or pull this back on both sides, because if you want it to look like they do on YouTube or at shows where couples are taking the cushions and they're taking the backrest and they're able to put it in the middle of the van, you need to design the dinette to where those dimensions will make that happen. For example, this middle section, we've got 30 inches that I've designated for this middle, and this middle 30 divided in half is 15. So you're going to have this 15-inch by 72-inch cushion on the back side and this back side. And then what you do is that cushion comes off, and that allows you to make up your bed right here. So I'm still thinking about how I'm going to do the support for this middle section. So I'm going to hop on a call with them this weekend to see how that's going to work out. But you'll need panels to go here and here so that you can actually make the bed happen. So I got to get innovative there as far as doing that, because I want this width to be wide. I don't want it to be too narrow, but we'll see where that goes. And then we'll make our way over here to the kitchen galley. So I'm anticipating using a Flatline Vanco kitchen galley for this, which is 41 inches. That 41-inch galley with a 72-inch bed. So obviously this dinette is going to fold into a bed. But when you do that, 72 from the back of the van, 41 up, you have a 19.5-inch opening here in the doorway. So we'll have a nice step from AVC rig in the doorway, so you can get in and out. But another request that they had is this little nook underneath the kitchen galley will have a water hookup for a outdoor spray wand shower type of thing. The Aquar system like we used in all the vans, Thomas's van, Brian and Robin's, and John and Susan's. All those vans had the same water hookup. And then we got our nice opening here, and it's a nice and straightforward setup. So now, if you guys have any questions, let me know. That's just kind of an overview for the video that I wanted to send. So everything after this, we're going to talk about. Let's see what I wanted to talk about. So let's go to AV. Let's go to. Let's go here, and some of the questions I had. Is if so they have this in white as well, which I think will look really nice. So you got the white shower, you got this, the bamboo, and then the floor. I think it'll all look really nice with the marathon fabric. But for the refrigerator, I do think if this 65 liter is big enough for you, I would suggest that, and then that way, when we get over here to this storage, let me go up. So right here, above the EcoFlow system, this is the space where you're going to get a lot of additional storage, whether that'll be cabinets, hanging storage, or cabinet and hanging storage. Up to you on what you want to do with that. Okay, so yeah, this one with the refrigerator in there, it just makes the best use of space. So that's just what I would recommend if we can do that. See, the EcoFlow system. One thing, let's see. So we'll be going with the Velvet rooftop AC 48 volt. The reason I'm going with the Velvet is there is a EcoFlow and Velvet kind of combo deal at the moment. And that's just really cool. So if you go online and you just type in EcoFlow and Velvet, you can get the let's see here. Yeah, they've got a deal right now where you can get the 10,000 kilowatt Independence kit plus the 48 volt rooftop AC and the plug. That's a good deal because these are all obviously separate, but this plug is something that you have to buy separately, and this is good. This is an excellent system. Now, I haven't installed a Vellet before, but I've been watching, and they have been replacing Vellet. They've been replacing other manufacturers' units with this Vellet. I know one YouTuber replaced 4 manufacturer units with a Vellet, and that kind of says something to me, so that's what we're going to do. Yeah, it comes in this nice kit. I know the guys at Rack Up and Go, so I'm confident purchasing it from them. And so yeah, that'll be the AC. We're doing the Northwest conversions for the water tank in the back. Let's see. Let me try to find. So is it S and B water tanks? Transit. Okay, it's actually 22 gallons. The one I got is 22. I thought it was 20. So this is the tank that I just. So I had this one in the shop, and this is a new one. I usually like to use Northwest conversions. I just wanted to try this one out. So it does have an additional 2 gallons of capacity. So this is a brand new system, and I like the way that this is mounting because the other way of mounting was a pain in the butt. So this looks very promising. So here's the dimensions for that tank. This was, so 22 gallons, this tank would be, this is an undermount tank. Goes underneath the Ford on the driver's side. It's 22 gallons. So you can kind of see in this photo, that top is where the drain is, where you put the drain in. So you'll have to cut that plastic out, and I showed that in another video. However, it looks like I can actually drain the shower into the top of this. So I may be able to do that in a different way. That's going to be really cool. So if I can make this work, we'll put the shower, and we can do a direct drain from the shower into this tank. So someone was concerned about not doing P-traps and the smell. My recommendation is you can have 2 different worlds. You can have one where you get this, let me pull it out. So you can have this integrated P-trap, which looks like this. This is what most RVs have. So it goes to a normal sink drain and then goes to this half-inch outlet. The problem is this has like a integrated P-trap, but the flow rate is really, really slow. So if you're okay with that, you might have to get to a point where you actually have to turn the shower off, let it drain. I don't think that's what you want to experience in a shower. So what I do, and this is where somebody questioned me on a video, is I have a direct flowing drain just like you do in your house, minus the P-trap. Now, my thought behind that is there's a stopper in the tank of sinks. So you're going to be able to put the stopper in, and then that way your smells don't come into the van, if there is any. So that's the way you control that. The benefit is you can use your sink like a normal household sink. It's going to flow into the gray tank just like normal. The shower, same thing. It's going to flow into the tank just like normal. So as long as you have a drain that you can put a stopper in, that's my recommendation. Let's see, they've got a, yep, they've even got a video. That's pretty nice. I had to look up this level indicator. That'd be cool to have. That way you don't mess up when you do take a shower, if you don't know what's in there. Yeah, so I need to, so what does it say? Huh, okay, I'm gonna have to research that. Yeah, I typically don't use water tank gauges, but that might be a good idea. Anyway, so this is for the driver's side. If you want more storage, then there's also the passenger side. Now this company, I haven't installed this yet. I have it in my shop, but they had some delays in shipping, and so this took a long time to get. Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks. Which, if you're doing a van build, that's not the worst. We can work on that. That's funny. If you're impatient, it says go to Northwest Conversions. They always have them in stock. That is funny. Now, I will say these SB tanks, they're 2 gallons more. No, they're 4 gallons more on the passenger side than the other ones. So I do have a tank for the passenger side, but this customer has a side step, and that tank that I have in the shop will not work for their application. See this? Oh, see this step? So you have to have these special cutouts for the step. So I think that'll be cool. Yeah, I may go ahead and call them tomorrow and see if we just go ahead and order this, just to get it moving. But if we put this on the passenger side, that frees up even more room for, so check this out. So we go back to the drawing. So we're looking down here. Let me move the camera. Okay, so over here, this is the kitchen galley. This whole space under here, this space, if you do an undermount tank, and 22 gallons, that may feel like overkill, but all you're doing is just maximizing the space. The tank's $300. I think that's a great deal. But underneath here, if you move the gray water to underneath the van, then this area underneath the sink becomes more storage. So if you're considering that you want more storage, undermount tank's good, especially for gray water. If you're not going into really deep freezing environments, I think it's a good idea. Because what you can do is just pour a little bit of RV antifreeze down the drain and just keep it kind of sloshing around in the tank underneath there, and then just keeping the tank drained. Now what you can do, you can always have an undermount tank for the gray water and just have an extra jerry can inside in case you're going into freezing temps. And it should be kind of obvious. You just drain the tank underneath your van on the passenger side and just only use the tank inside your van. So you got options. The water heater, we're using a 4-gallon Bosch. It's just a small residential hot water heater. For this build, we will be crossing the lines inside the van, but it will be under the floor. And I know that gets some people kind of worried, but I do not worry. We're going to put the polyiso down. We're going to have the PEX lines, PEX A, very robust plumbing. It's going to go from one side, under, to the shower. And so you'll have insulation underneath it, the floor on top of it. And what I'll do is there will be a gravity drain right here underneath the sink area, so that if you do think you're going to be into an area where you won't be able to access the van for a while and you need to drain it, you'll have a nice gravity drain over here by the sink. Whenever I drain a van, there's a drain in the very back here. So it's a 1/2-inch valve drain. It's pretty slow, but you're cutting less out of the van, and you're cutting, to get the tank to dump fast, you waste a lot of area back here that you need for the pump and the valves and stuff like that. So the 1/2-inch line is just nice and convenient. So you have a drain here. If you want the van tank to pump out faster, just put your hose in here, turn the pump on, and as this is draining, go ahead and drain with the hose as well. That way the pump is pumping out the water and gravity is draining the tank. So it's kind of a win-win on that. So that's my recommendation. We're going to do a 15 by 20 Ravati sink. Excellent sink. Yep, we got the lawn sill floor. We'll do everything just like we did in past vans, where we fully insulate the floor. This van will actually have, we're going to do this system. Actually, I'll make that call when we finally do some final numbers. I have the flooring kit from ABC Rig in here. This is just good because it does include the step and trim and the flooring and the insulation, and it's pre-cut out. This is more of a speed item. It takes me longer to do this one-off from, oh wait, there we go. So this is the transit insulation and subfloor system with step and trim from ABC Rig. If I do it one-off and I cut it here in the shop, so that's manually installing the vinyl strips, the floor, and all that stuff. If I do that, it takes a little over twice as long to install that system. So this flooring system is already ready to go. It's in 3 pieces. It gets shipped here. It's already pre-insulated and pre-CNC cut. So I do like that. All right, we got some people online. Do we have any questions? You guys have any questions from this proposal I'm putting together for a customer? I'm going to pretty much send this video to them when I get done making it tonight. But I just wanted to go over the drawing that I put together for them, where some items are in here, what options that we're going with, just so they can get an update on what's going on. So yeah, if you guys have questions, now would be a perfect time to ask. So ask away. And let's see if I didn't go over anything in here. There are some extra stuff in here, so like, for example, I kept the wolf box stuff in here because I think that stuff's pretty cool. They want to possibly go with a different camera system, maybe something that they found on Amazon that's more like a security camera, so they can do the left and right hand side of the van. So we talked about that. Yeah, so this is the higher number for parts, if you guys are wondering. So I probably went, this is probably right at exactly 40,000. It's at 44,000 because there's 2 things I'm not sure that we maybe or maybe not doing. Like this fridge stack and shower unit. That is just a ballpark range. of doing a custom built-in around the shower area for the microwave refrigerator. If they don't want that, we'll do something different. That's just kind of a placeholder depending on what we're going to do. So I put those placeholders in there so that when we look at a number, we usually have the higher number first, and then we can actually chip away at it. Or if the higher number works and they want to add more, it's a more black and white way to do the van build. Because this is exactly what I'm purchasing this, or this is the exact price of these items. So if we change out wiring or we change out the EcoFlow, for example, I actually need to change this. So this, because I want to, let's see here, 10609. So let's go, so this is 10609. And then we'll bring the formula up. And this is our, we want to go to 10. There we go. For example, what we can do is, I'll just show you here live. So here's some hanging storage, and then we can just go through and zero out this stuff. You know, maybe zero out the cooktop. They might want to get their own. And then let's see if there's anything else. They did want to do the background. Let's see. Here we go. Julia just subscribed. Welcome. What is this? Browser subalert. Okay, hold on a second. I need to add something here. There we go. Okay. I had it turned off on this screen. Now we can see who subscribes on this screen. All right, Cali Bamboo. They did mention they wanted to have that bamboo backing, so I got that. These lagoon tables, we got to figure this out because we're gonna. Yeah, that's one thing that would change the price. Air fryer. This is a microwave. The window, this is a CRL window. Just some PEX fittings. PEX fittings are very expensive, but they're worth their price, in my opinion. But when you do PEX in a van, just map it out with a drawing, make sure everything's nice and neat and laid out, because since they are expensive, you don't want to mess up as you're connecting some stuff, because 3 mistakes could be like 30, 40 bucks. So this, okay, where did I? This is why you double check everything. Okay, there's the Tetravan. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so I didn't update this. Okay, so now we need to go and put the Okay, that's actually cool. Campervan HQ actually has this product. Okay. So we got a Ford Transit high and mid vent adapter. This will be for the AC unit. We're not doing another max fan, so we can take that down. I've got the 4 kilowatt gasoline heater, and I've got this one, the more expensive one, because this, so I'm actually Webasto certified installer and repair at the shop, which is pretty nice. I took a course and got certified in that, so that's pretty cool. But the 2 kW heater does not do automatic altitude adjustment, so if you do think you're going to spend some time up in Colorado or something like that for more than 2 weeks, or at elevation in general, it's better to get this one. I think it's only like $300 or $400 difference. But the 4 kilowatt hour is going to do auto altitude calculation or adjustment. So it'll do it behind the scenes. You won't even know it's doing it. Now, one thing, let's see, I did not add this. So I go to a company called VMACS. And they have these heater kits for vans. So if we go to gasoline and we go to Webasto and we go to, actually let's take off Webasto. Let's go to Ford. So there's a 2K and it is $1,700, and then we've got the 4K. Okay, and this one is with the, so this has the Bluetooth kit, which is really cool. So let's just go ahead and let's change that, 2639.54. Okay, let's make sure we get the right part number. Okay. All right, so now we just go through and so 48.5. So these Lagoon table mounts, these two are ones that, so we're probably not going to use those. They go from the passenger and driver side. And so if we do the shower or the refrigerator, we won't need it for that. So let's do one for the passenger. Slim mounting bracket. That comes in the kit. We need one. Lagoon table. Let's just do, we got 2. Oh, the fold-away seat. There we go. That's the big one we're taking off. I think they don't want to do that. 24-inch galley, we'll take that off. Okay, so now we're getting back into so we do have 2 swivel seats on here. I'm not sure if they want, so we're just gonna do 1, because that driver's side will be not usable. This is a 22-gallon tank. Okay, the last thing that I'll talk about in this video, again, let me know what your questions are. The last thing is this Go Code Overland. They have 2 pieces of kit that were very challenging me to do manually, and now they actually make a thermoform plastic version of both pieces. So the first one is the Ford Transit D-pillar trim kit, and I don't know if okay, so I didn't put that in here. We need to put that in here. Okay, so this Ford Transit D-pillar trim kit. I got to check my other computer because I added some stuff last night and it may not have come over. The live stream rig and the other computer are separate. Okay, that's the wrong formula. There we go. And I'll check the formulas too before I send this over to them. Okay, so that goes around the trim kit. They do have it upholstered in heather gray. I want to do that. And again, these things can be changed when you're putting this together. Because there's, you spend more money and the time gets shrunk, not only for you, also me. And so, well, I actually can't say for me. Sometimes it does make it faster. So let's go back to, that's okay, never mind. They make a full kit. This is great. And it's in heather gray. Oh, this is awesome. This is excellent. This is perfect. This is great. 1860. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. Am I butchering that? Okay, that is okay. So if you go with the kit, what is the price difference? 1860 versus that's 8. Okay, yeah, you save money by doing it as a kit. There you go. Excellent. Okay, I think that's the last thing I wanted to add to this quote was that. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go clean this up. I'll clean this up, send this over tomorrow. But yeah, you guys watching, do you guys have any questions? This is hopefully this wasn't too long. Yeah, everything everything I make is about an hour. Yeah. If you guys have questions on this drawing, we can talk about it in the next live stream if you have any questions on that. Same thing as this. This layout was built, or this quote was built, and 2 live streams ago, if you want to look back at those. But yeah, wanted to also shout out the new Vanbuild course if you guys are interested. So I have a DIY Vanbuild conversion course that has just launched. Let me pull it up here. If you go to vanbuilderhq.com, click on course. So for $50, you have an in-depth course going through all of these different modules. So I talk about getting started with your van, how to choose a van, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, low roof, medium, high roof, different brands, different manufacturers, my thoughts. Designing a layout, that is a lot to do. It has a lot to do with what I just talked about tonight as far as the floor plan, a couple different options, kind of behind the scenes on how I create those. Off-grid power system design, what you need to know. Fresh and gray water storage. A little bit about the tanks that I talked about tonight. Insulation and sound dampening. Where to go, what to get, how to start as far as installing that. And then wrapping it up with exterior upgrades. And this access to our private online community, this is really cool. So at the top here, there is a forum. And so if you guys are in the course, you got access to the forum. So for example, we've got these questions here. So if you're in the course, you can ask me questions directly into the forum. If not, you guys can go to Vanbuilder HQ and you can see how I've answered these questions for help. But if you're in the course, you get to be a part of the forum and ask questions back and forth. Here's TW Transit is in there, and he asked about some advice as far as the interior layout. And what was cool is he says that he will be uploading a PDF soon for people to comment on. Okay, I'm going to follow up on this because 10/10/24. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't see the PDF. All right, that's something that I'll work on tomorrow. We'll get this attachment resolved. But as you can see here, we've got feedback on sharing a couple questions and some answers that I need to hop in here and answer. So we'll work on that as well. Yeah, check it out. It's the Vanbuild camper van conversion blueprint. You guys can just click access and go over to this, click the link, say I want it. It's $50 and I think it'll really help you out. In the meantime, if you guys have not been to Vanbuilder HQ, you can also click over here in the top right and get the free cheat sheet. So this is the DIY Vanbuild cheat sheet. This has been out for a long time, and it is a curated list of over 250 items. These are items that are purchased direct from Amazon, shipped to the shop, and put in Vanbuilds. So if you're wanting to know what those parts are, a link to them, or just curious on where to kind of start with basic parts for your van, click this list, put your name and email address. It'll come right to your inbox, and it'll help you with just getting your brain going on what kind of parts you can use for your DIY van build. All right, guys, it looks like we don't have any other questions tonight, so yeah, we're gonna call it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Click the like button. Share this if you have anybody that needs help with their DIY van build. I'm gonna put this video together and send it over for the quote. And yeah, that'll be it. If you guys have questions, put those in the comments. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next live stream.